Hello everyone, myself Dr. Madhuri from Team MDS Conquer. So we have seen the metabolism of carbohydrates in one video. So this video will concentrate on the applied aspects which are useful in writing the basic paper. So these are contents like applied aspects and references. These things you have to write whenever they ask about whenever if they ask any glycolysis or any Krebs cycle. Along with that biochemistry part, you have to write this applied aspects also. So coming to the regulation of blood glucose levels, insulin, this is the anabolic in response to hyperglycemia. Okay. So this diagrammatic representation will show the insulin uptake, this beta cells, where it will go into the muscle and adipose tissue and the liver, and what are the changes that occurs in the liver. What are the changes that occur in the liver, like increased glucose uptake, increased glycogen synthesis, increased glycolysis, increased pyruvate dehydrogenase, fatty acid synthesis, triglyceride synthesis, and VLDL synthesis. So all these get increased in the liver, whereas glucose uptake, fatty acid uptake, and triglyceride synthesis will be increased in the adipose tissue. Whereas in the muscle, glucose uptake and the glycogen synthesis will be increased. This is the anabolic in response to hyperglycemia after the meal. Then this is the catabolic in response to hypoglycemia hours after the meal. So here you can see this increased triglyceride degradation in fatty acid will be in the adipose tissue, and increased protein degradation into amino acids in the muscles. Then in the liver you can see the increased glycogen degradation, increased gluconeogenesis, increased amino acids, and increased fatty acid oxidation. So you can mention these two diagrams in your applied aspects. So these are the factors controlling the homeostasis of blood glucose, like insulin, antibiotic drugs, epinephrine, glucagon, cortical hormones, thyroid hormones, kidney and nervous regulation. So these are the factors controlling homeostasis of the blood glucose. Then coming to the diabetes mellitus, which is very important, you have to mention in the carbohydrate metabolism applied aspect. These are the causes of the diabetes mellitus, mostly by the insulin insufficiency, by the other causes like excess endogenous production of antagonists to insulin, which are like growth hormone, thyroid hormone, corticosteroids, catecholamines, and drugs like corticosteroids, diuretics, and genetic syndromes like Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, and diabetes insipidus. So these are the other causes for the diabetes mellitus, which you can mention. Then this is a glucose tolerance test. These values are very important. That is, the fasting blood sugar will be of 90 to 60 to 90 mg. Postprandial will be 100 to 140 mg. Okay, fasting level is reached by 2.5 hours. And this glucose tolerance test is reduced in the diabetes mellitus, whereas increased in the overactivity of the insulin. Okay, you can mention these points in glucose tolerance test. Then this is a brief note you have to mention about the hypoglycemic drugs also, like sulfonylureas, biguanides, alpha glucosidase inhibitors, and the insulin. You can mention these points which are important. This insulin acts on the peripheral tissues. This alpha glucosidase delay the carbohydrate absorption, whereas biguanides increase the insulin sensitivity. Sulfonylureas will stimulate the release of insulin from pancreatic beta cells. So you can mention these few points. Then coming to the glycolysis metabolic disorder, that is lactic acidosis. This lactic acidosis will be of two types, hypoxic lactic acidosis and the non-hypoxic lactic acidosis. In this table, I have given the differences between hypoxic and non-hypoxic. It will of lactic acidosis. So you can make note. And these are the symptoms of lactic acidosis. Centrally, it includes headache, sleepiness, confusion. Muscular, it includes seizures, weakness, intestinal diarrhea can be seen, respiratory shortness of breath, heart, it will be arrhythmia, increased heart rate, gastric, it will be nausea and vomiting. So these are the symptoms of the lactic acidosis. Then in citric acid cycle, you can write about the mitochondrial encephalopathy. Then glycogenesis, you can write about the glycogen storage disorders, very important. So these are the type 1 is called as a von Guericke disease, and this is because of the enzyme defect, that is glucose 6 phosphate deficiency, and these are the clinical features of this von Guericke's disease. Then coming to the type 2, this is also called as a POMS disease. This is the acid maltase deficiency enzyme defect, and these are the clinical features of this. Then the type 3 is your Cory's disease or a FOB disease because of the deficiency of the debranching enzyme, and these are the clinical features of this type 3 glycogen storage disorder. Then type 4 is Anderson's disease because of branching enzyme deficiency. Type 5 is McArdle's disease, muscle phosphorylase deficiency. Type 6 is Hertz disease, which is liver phosphorylase deficiency. Type 7 is phosphofructokinase deficiency. Type 8 is your liver phosphorylase kinase deficiency. Type 0 is your liver glycogen synthase. So these are the enzyme defects, and these are the clinical features respectively for your glycogen storage disorders. Then coming to the HMP shunt pathway, this is very important, that is glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. Okay, this is the X-linked disorder, and here because of this the red cells will go hemolysis after exposure to the aspirin, sulfonamides, or all the oxidative drugs. So when they expose to the oxidative drugs, these RBCs will undergo the hemolysis, and they will have a Higgs bodies, and most of the cases they are self-limited, and you have to note that the drug should be avoided. So you can mention these 2 or 3 important points regarding the HMP shunt pathway disorder, that is glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. Then coming to the uronic acid pathway deficiency, you'll see like essential pentosuria, which is because of the deficiency of xylitol dehydrogenase, and here there is asymptomatic, and here they will excrete a large amount of L-xylulose in the urine. Then metabolism of galactose disorder, that is classical galactosemia. The child will have a brain damage, cataract, jaundice, splenomegaly, and in galactosemic patient, infant is given milk. Okay, this unmetabolized milk sugars build up and damage the liver, eye, kidneys, and brain. So the milk should be avoided in this galactosemia patients. Then coming to the disorder of metabolism of fructose, that is essential fructosuria and hereditary fructose intolerance. So this is the deficiency is because of fructokinase, whereas hereditary it is because of aldolase B. Symptoms will be of hypoglycemia, hepatomegaly, jaundice, and vomiting for this hereditary disease. And treatment is not necessary essential fructosuria, whereas in hereditary you have to avoid the sucrose and fructose. Then coming to the sorbital pathway, this because of it may cause diabetes, and in glucose which sorbital, and this sorbital is converted into fructose by sorbital dehydrogenase. So if there is any defect, excessive sorbital will causes the osmotic damage, which finally results in the cataracts and other defects of the visual pathway, mainly in the diabetic patients. Then mucopolysaccharidosis, and here you can see the first is Hurler syndrome in the defect in alpha L iduronidase. MPS 2 is Hunter syndrome because of iduronate sulfatase. MP3 is a Sanfilippo syndrome because of heparin sulfate N sulfatase. And MPS 3B is Sanfilippo because of alpha acetyl glucosaminidase. MPS 3C is Sanfilippo C because of defect in the acetyl transferase, and these are the symptoms of this mucopolysaccharidosis respectively. Then MPS 4 is of Morquia A because of galactose 6 sulfatase. MPS 4B is because of Morquio B beta galactosidase. MPS 6 is Martuik-Slamy syndrome because of N-acetyl galactosamine 4 sulfatase. MPS 6 is 7 is Sly syndrome because of beta glucuronidase, and MPS is 9 is of Notovig syndrome because of hyaluronidase deficiency, and these are the clinical features of this mucopolysaccharidosis. And so this is a very important applied aspects I have mentioned here. So depending on your marks, you can mark of the question, you can mention your applied aspects and based on the pathway also. And these are the references for this video.